This is Ginny Brant with Unleash Your God-Given Healing with Lifestyle Changes. Today we're going to look at a very important topic, using the health of your mitochondria to prevent and survive cancer. Our mitochondria are the battery packs of our cells that convert nutrients into energy. When it comes to cancer, Dr. Robert Elliott told me unequivocally, it's all about the mitochondria. These power stations play a role in your immune function and in preventing cancer in the first place. We'll also see that keeping these power stations in mind is important in the cancer journey and in preventing it from coming back. In 2 previous videos, we've looked at the 10 causes of mitochondrial dysfunction, and you need to know these, and 10 research-backed ways to boost your mitochondria. Both videos will be referenced in the show notes below. Please take note of these. But today we're going to look at using the health of your mitochondria to prevent and survive cancer. So let's start with cancer prevention. How many of you want to prevent cancer in the first place? Everyone, I'm sure. It's important to keep our mitochondria strong and healthy if we want to prevent cancer. And it's no secret that smoking, drinking too much alcohol, obesity, being sedentary, and eating a highly processed diet are in the top risk factors for all cancers. And according to research, chronic sleep disruption and stress also raise our risk for cancer. So what can we do? Can we do the opposite? You see, if we eat a nutrient-dense, mainly organic diet, keep our weight within normal BMI limits, exercise daily, including aerobic exercise several times a week, and engage in deep sleep on a regular basis while managing stress, we've just dramatically reduced our risk of cancer while at the same time boosting our mitochondria. If we wean off of smoking and limit alcohol to minimal amounts or abstinence, again, we've lowered our risk of being diagnosed with cancer. Now, before I was diagnosed with cancer, I did exercise on a regular basis. I ate a reasonably healthy diet as compared to the average American, and that's not saying much, I realize. And I did not smoke or drink. I thought I was doing enough to prevent cancer. But here's what I didn't do that I learned through much research. I didn't eat an organic diet. I didn't drink clean filtered water on a regular basis. After working full-time while helping to care for all 4 elderly parents, my stress levels on top of work were off the charts, and my sleep cycle often got disrupted and struggled to be regular. In looking back, I'd missed the boat in several ways and should have done things differently. What about using your mitochondria in the cancer journey? Now, hearing the words, "You have cancer," was a shock to my body as a whole. But then hearing the words, "We need to bring out every weapon to save your life," that was far worse. We've learned in a previous video that anti-cancer drugs cause mitochondrial dysfunction. I'm talking about chemotherapy drugs, which directly damage the mitochondria, and estrogen blocking drugs. And that's not even mentioning all the drugs used in the cancer journey, like surgery, including anesthesia, radiation, and the drugs used before chemotherapy to help you to tolerate it. Needless to say, the cancer journey is a huge assault on your mitochondria. And you must realize this. The roller coaster ride is a high stress ride as well, which also has an impact on these already struggling mitochondria. It was this overhanging weight of stress that motivated me to exercise daily after surgery and before and after every chemotherapy and every day in between. At the time, I did not know it, but my commitment to exercise to reduce stress actually did far more than relieve my stress. It also continuously boosted my mitochondria at a time when it needed it the most. And of all things, later research in Australia and at MD Anderson would later prove that exercise is one of the best things that a cancer patient can do in the cancer journey. I was able to do it every day, but you do what you can when you can. I worked with one cancer patient who actually jogged 5 miles a day during his chemotherapy. But keep in mind that this was a normal habit for him, but he benefited greatly from being able to continue it. Again, you do what you can when you can. All of these drugs used in the cancer journey negatively impact your sleep cycle. I remember my naturopathic doctor telling me that I must make sleep a priority if I wanted to recover from what all these drugs were doing to me. Remember that I said in a previous video that deep sleep is when our body heals and repairs itself, and that includes our all-important mitochondria. My naturopathic doctor also gave me supplements to support my body and mitochondria during chemotherapy. I was given a strong B vitamin complex, L-carnitine, vitamin C, and she also helped me to optimize my vitamin D levels, which are also important to the mitochondria. It was clear to other oncologists that I was thriving far more than most cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy, and it was all these things working for my good. Now let's look at using the mitochondria to prevent the recurrence of cancer, because nobody wants it coming back. It was a great day when I finally rang that bell and I was able to stop the onslaught of chemicals on my body. But little did I realize that I was a toxic dump of heavy metals, anti-cancer drugs, and many other drugs. My mitochondria had been under assault, and my fight to end my cancer was not over. I now had to get back on that horse and do battle again, this time against the onslaught of toxic chemicals, which had accumulated in my body, and some from before I had cancer. My toxic bucket was more than full. It was overloaded. I had no choice but to begin an active detox program. Although hydration, exercise, antioxidants, and fiber helped me during the cancer journey, there's no doubt about that, I was determined to get my toxic levels back to a more acceptable level to prevent my cancer from coming back. After chemotherapy is over, no one tells you this, but one of the best things you can do to prevent your cancer from coming back is to actively detox the cells in your body and your mitochondria within those cells, because they power those cells. I start each day with my detox drink, which includes apple cider vinegar and fresh lemon in warm water. It stimulates my liver to detox. I also do intermittent fasting 2 to 3 mornings a week to extend my time that my body stays in autophagy, which is my body's natural processing of cleaning out damaged cells and regenerating new cells. In other words, preventing cancer. This is a great strategy for a cancer survivor, provided you don't have type 1 diabetes. Check with your doctor. I use my infrared sauna 3 times a week after chemotherapy, which also helped my body to detox. But now that my toxic levels are down, I still use my sauna 2 times a week to prevent those toxic levels from building back up. And sauna is known to boost the mitochondria. A whole food, organic diet filled with nutrients, fiber, and 3 probiotic foods a day goes a long way in nourishing both my gut lining, which must be restored after chemotherapy, and restoring my body. I eat many plants that contain antioxidants and phytochemicals, which again boost the mitochondria. I also take a vitamin mineral supplement each day along with CoQ10, high potency vitamin B complex, vitamin C, and magnesium. The lifestyle changes that I made in the cancer journey, like eating this nutrient-rich diet, mainly filled with organic foods as much as possible, engaging in consistent deep sleep, increased hydration, managing stress, and daily exercise are now permanent changes in my lifestyle. I can never go back to the way I lived before. After making these changes permanent and doing continual detox, I am improving my chances that my cancer won't return. So what are you doing if you're a cancer survivor so that your cancer will not return? Please share in the comments below, because we do learn from each other. I hope you've seen today that taking care of your mitochondria is key, not only in preventing cancer to begin with, but also in getting through all of the treatments and preventing that cancer from returning. Don't let anyone fool you. It's not all up to the doctors. They have their job, but you also have your job. And when you take an active part in preventing, surviving cancer, and preventing it from coming back, it's an important role for you to play. I hope this information has been helpful to you. I do hope that you will subscribe to this YouTube channel. Like this video, share it, click the notification bell so you will know when I post new information. Until next time, here's to keeping your mitochondria vibrant, strong, and healthy so that you can live a longer life, prevent that cancer from coming back, or just prevent it in the first place. And may God bless.